Hello guys. So I just wanted to let you know that my flip through video of the Shabby Chic journal is now online. And I decided, we've been trying to do collages on my channel so many times. That's what we're going to do tonight. That's all we're going to do. And we'll talk about different things, but I wanted to let you know that that's the plan. I hope you're not bored with collaging, because I haven't really got to do much. And so I'm going to put the book right here and make sure you guys can see. I've got this here to keep the glare off of my mat, and got my little Yoo-hoo, I think that's what it's called. Well, we don't know. We just need to ask Gail. She probably knows. Okay, so what I want to do is just collage and collage and collage. You know, I watched Rachel on Foxy Creations today, and she was using old Project Life cards. And that's such a good idea, because we all dislike them, don't we? We don't use them like we would have once upon a time. So I thought what we could do is use our tear tool to make things faster, and if we need to, or if we've got some that's already torn, like this one, we'll just continue tearing it. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I am having my normal, not sleeping, but that's okay. I'll survive. So I'm going to put this right here on the bottom, and see what else I just pulled out all kinds of stuff, you guys, and I don't really know what we've got and don't have. So I know I wanted to bring out all kinds of things that were like text, like this is a text we could use. Or I know I saw another one in this stack that had black script on it. Here's one. So, you know, we can use fabric. Excuse me, I haven't even eaten dinner and I'm like feeling like I did. Okay, so we're just gonna do this out, just pull it off here, and I'm sure there's going to be things that we have to do away with. But now I think this bright turquoise is just going to stay there, at least for now. And we've already got some music sheet on there. I know I've got some Edith Holden in here too. I'm trying to find it as we're speaking. I love that old stamp paper too. Okay, so this is not anything exciting, but we've got a flower here that we can use. So I hope you guys have been having a great crafty day. Let me know if you haven't already seen the flip through, let me know what you think about the journal. Was I able to capture the Shabby Chic? And I don't know if I've told all of you or not, but Tracy Fox has a Facebook group called the Foxy Crafters. So if you're not involved in that, go over and check it out. And if you like it, then just request a way into the group, and Tracy will take care of that. So, okay, so far I'm not overly excited with what I've come up with. Maybe it's the blue that is bugging me. So, let me think. What do we want to put in the background? Maybe we should do this solid here. And not necessarily solid, but you know what I'm saying. Put some down the sides, because I don't like the way that looks. That didn't do it for me, guys. This blue is just too bright. So, yeah, just stick it on there like that. And now, you know, when you collage, it doesn't have to be perfectly square. I'm not inking in this video because Rachel doesn't ink and hers look great. So I say we don't ink unless we just are inking everything else in our book or something. But I think I'm going to put this over here. I like that better, don't you? Kind of overlapping the text with text and a stamp. And we might pull out a real stamp to put on here too. I always like the way that looks. I'm sorry if you hear Sadie barking. She is driving my husband crazy right now. She wants him to stop everything and play with her. And you know, he's been busy getting things done. And he's wanting to watch some news, and she don't want him to do anything but pay attention to her. She loves her daddy. She loves that he plays with her. Okay, I was thinking about doing a video of my craft room now that I've completed it. I know it might have looked like it was complete before, but I added 3 new shelves. And there's no room for anything else in this room. I'll just tell you that right now. It is full. Okay. Now, maybe now we can get, maybe put the Edith Holden over here. It's really not that much as far as the way it looks. So let me see what else I can come up with. Let's see what fabric I have. I'm not crazy about the whole Edith Holden little thing. I have noticed that when Rachel does hers, she takes like a journaling card, you know, that might have a picture or something on it that's digital or whatever, and tears it until she likes the way it looks. Now, I am right now working on a little book. Oh, this is cute, isn't it? I'm working on a book that is a bunny book. It's not Easter, but for a lady who had a bunny, and she just loved her bunny. And I went and found a book for her at a vintage shop, and it's not like anything I've ever done. And so we'll see how it turns out, but this is the size of it. It's almost 8 wide, and it is 11 inches tall. So 11 by 8. So you might be thinking what I thought. How am I going to make pages for this? How's this going to look like a regular journal and just flip through the pages? Well, that's interesting to find out because I wasn't sure. But I had done the square ones, and you remember I attached 2 pieces together with a fold of the same fabric. This fabric does not want to tear like most fabrics do. Finally. Goodness. What's up? So I spent most of yesterday cleaning my craft room because during the whole shabby chic book thing, I had stuff everywhere because, you know, I was new to making them. And then they are a lot more work and a lot more involved. You put more into them. And it took me lots longer than most books. So anyway, it was fun though. I like to do different things, and when I saw this little bunny book, I'll show it. Well, I don't have it over here. I was going to show it to you, but I don't have it available. Okay, so we might have to flip that thing over if it doesn't. I don't know that I like that side, so let's do this side so I don't have to keep wrestling with that blue. Okay, so I'm going to take my book, and I'm going to lay it right here so everybody can see, pretty much see. And I'm going to just start adding stuff. You know, I don't think about it a lot. I like the challenge that Tracy gave us on not thinking about it and just slapping it on. And so since then, that's what I've been trying to do. Of course, I haven't got to do a lot of it, and I know I want to do a video trying out the envelopes also. Now, I don't have enough envelopes as far as I'll have enough envelopes as far as, you know, using those vintage envelopes. But I'm working on my stash, and at some point I'll have enough that I can do that. But I've been having my husband hang on to hang on to any envelopes and not to just tear them open in a ugly fashion. So here we've got this, and I like the way that looks. And I'm going to add, I like these red flowers because I think this will go with the little book that I'm working on, the little bunny book. I like this music on here too. Now, I'm going to get my bag of doilies. You know, I told you guys I have a bag of doilies that I just buy the doily for the flowers that are on the doilies. And here's the pink. Here's the yellow. Here's navy and white. And here's white. And white. And I know there's, oh, here's some more. And some bigger whites. So I have them separated so that I don't have to, you know, chase them down. So I think I'm going to go with some of the blue. Now, I'm not stitching on these on camera because I don't have room for my machine over here. I already thought about it, and I thought, oh man, I can't stitch. But I will stitch on them if I end up using them on anything. Or I may just stitch them and have them ready. But I also have white in my machine right now, and I really like to use a contrasted color. Okay, so how about right there? Do we want to do two? Or do we want to do a white one and... Like, I'm not an expert at doing these, but I feel like there really is some kind of, I don't want to say pattern or way to do them to make them look good. But I like to put dimension on them too. So, you know, and I'm just kind of just doing my thing here. Now, I also like, and I don't know what this is going to look like, but I also like using punched out text from your books. Now, I don't know what this is going to look like. I'm just throwing stuff on here. That is upside down. Well, good grief. Let me see if I have another one in here that's not. I need to punch some more. And actually, I just drew those and cut them out. But there are, you know, I just didn't know I was doing it upside down. This one's upside down too. Well, what the heck? You know what? We're just going to go with it. It don't matter. It don't matter. We'll try to make it not so obvious. That cracks me up. Maybe we don't want the little doilies on there. You know, when I sat down here, I had no idea what I was going to do, as usual. And so, maybe we'll just, I think I'm going to want to ink because everything looks like it's running into each other. Do you guys know what I mean? I mean, when I do anything like this, I feel like when you overlay stuff, I mean, I tried to not ink, but I feel like when you overlay things that you got to have a separation by either a texture or something. I want to try something one of these times when we collage. I would like to try getting everything tacked or glued down and then go back with embroidery floss and stitch around it. Now, I don't know. I've not ever done that, but it sounds like it'd be fun. I'll have to see if I have some right here in my drawer next to me. But I am going to go ahead and ink. That's just who I am. I'm an inker. I just like the way it looks better. I used to ink everything I did when I would scrapbook my grandkids. Because I just, you know, I want that darker. I just always thought it looked better. Now, see, this is already glued down to this paper. So I'm just going to ink the best I can. I'm just going to ink around the card. That way, if we have any sticking out, it will be taken care of. And because this is glued down, I'm just going to ink here because it'll be covered up. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. So we want to get the edges so that it sticks down. I have a hard time trying to see if I have this upside down. It just looks weird to me, but maybe not. Okay. So that's kind of heavy cardstock. So I'm just making sure it's down well. Now, we could ruffle this up if we wanted to. I have a tendency to like to do that. And then that's what we'll do. I'm going to add Fabri-Tac to do this so that it stays down, if you know what I mean. I have an issue with just, you know, plopping stuff down flat. You guys know that about me. Now we have a little bit of a dimension on it. Now I'm just kind of putting this down lightly. And it wants to go over there, but it's going to go over here. Now I got glue all over it right there. That's aggravating. I know I got out a wet wipe. But don't ask me where it's at, because I don't know. Oh my goodness, Paula. Oh, there it is. I put it up high so it wouldn't get mixed in with everything. I'm a crazy woman. I'm a crazy woman. What can I say? Okay, so now I think I'm going to add some lace. I just cleaned up all this fabric and lace stuff today. And now I have it all out again. But I can make more sense of it now because, oh my word, I had it in such a mess. I don't know why that's, looks kind of crooked. Now, I'm just putting on this cream lace. I didn't pick it for any particular reason. I just wanted it, I just grabbed what I had over there, you know. Now I will put it down with some Fabri-Tac also. Okay, I think I'll put it on the right direction. Okay, now let's see if we want to go back to this heart. If we want to skip the heart, let's leave that off for a minute. I think I want to put some blue. I think I'm going to put that underneath the little bit of fabric that's on there. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see what we got going here. Let's see if that's straight. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed. But I guess it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like, it's not up to my par. It's not up to par as far as I'm concerned. So I think I'm going to take the heart and just draw around it and make another one, because we'll just use this down here because I don't like it upside down. It makes me crazy. So what I do when I want a wonky kind of heart, I just cut off, I just fold my paper over like this. And I just kind of look at the one I have. And then if you want this big dip, you got to start really down like this. And can't come back up. And if you want it skinny, you got to go in skinny and then just go down. Now, the nice thing is you can always change it up. Now, see, that's really deep. That almost looks like a woman's shirt. That's low. So we won't use that one, but that was an example. Let's see if I have another place on here that's safe to do one. So don't go down quite that much. Don't be frisky with it like I was. Not intentionally, but now let's see. That's better. I do like it to kind of look kind of wonky. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. My husband is not being very quiet in there. I hope you guys aren't being distracted by it. I can hear him on the phone with my daughter. Okay, so I like this up here better. It says dummy right there. I guess that's okay. We'll cover it up. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that, so we'll just put a button on there. We'll find something to put on there. Maybe we could put this white one on there. My son-in-law is taking my granddaughter on like a 10-day vacation. And she's going, I'm not going to say where she's going right now until she leaves tomorrow. And then I'll tell you guys. But she's going to 3 different countries. So, yeah. Pretty cool, huh? All right, her father's a missionary, my son-in-law is, and so he travels. Last year, he took her to Belize, and she was with a lot of mission children and got to speak and talk with them about, you know, different things, and they followed her around because she was all in these different kind of clothes, American clothes, you know, and they're in these little school uniforms, which really, you know, was nice. My son-in-law distributes Bibles and books for the children there. So I'm going to glue this down. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I think this looks better than just making the fabric the center of attention. And we'll add this on here too to cover up the word dummy, which I should have noticed. I'm just a dummy. I should have noticed that. Okay. Now, I don't know. It's still not like flipping me out. Still not making me all, oh, isn't that cute? Because I don't feel that way about it so far. So let's put a word or something on here. Okay, so I have this little page here that has all these different words. So let's see, what do we want to put? Something that is about red and blue. Something that would go with that. We've got black on here, so we probably need to stick with a black because I don't know, the baby blue would work, but I like this shine word. Let's see what this would look like on there. I've been meaning to take these out of these just came with a little cluster of stuff that I got at Tuesday morning. And do you guys like to shop there? They carry scrapbook stuff at a really good price. You never know what they're going to have until you go in there. And that's okay with me. As long as I get a good deal on it, I'm really happy with that. So that doesn't bother me. Okay. So this could have been much nicer. I'm not flipping out over it. But you know, I don't think we ever really love everything we do. Are you guys that way? I'll do stuff sometimes and I'll see someone else do it and I'll just love theirs. And then I'll be like, ugh, I don't like mine. So, yeah. You just never know. Okay, I'm going to trim this here because it's hanging over in an odd way. I'm probably cutting something important off. Oh, part of the doily, but that's all right. It looks fine. All right, so this is the first one, and I will stitch on this, and that will make a difference in how it looks, but I'll do that later. Okay, so I'm going to move the lace to the side, and I want to come up with something more fun than this. Let's see what we can do. I've got a tag. I've got a skinny tag here, which those are always fun. Let's ink it really good, real fast. I would have inked all this, but you guys, I'm going to be honest, I've been very busy. I wanted to get on here and craft with you guys. And my brain has been mush since I've been sick. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? You know, normally I can come up with something right away. What is it Gail called it? You're losing your mojo, or I don't know. But do you ever feel that way? I love what I'm doing, and it doesn't usually last very long. But every once in a while, I do go draw a blank. How about you guys? Are you the same way? I feel like, you know, it's got to be easier than that. I like this little strip. For some reason, it's the same one we used on the other part. So I do want to put that there. But I do want to collage this up where it looks, you know, different. Now the question is, how are we going to do that? Here's some yellow graph paper. Maybe that will make it look a little different. Do you suppose? We just did yellow on the background, but I just want to start tearing and plopping and then being happy with it. I'm going to move this for now. And sometimes I can collage and I think, oh my gosh, that didn't even look good. Other times, it looks really good. So, yeah, I'm sure you guys have felt that way before. Here's some of my old favorite ledger. You know, the one that came from Ohio, and I brought this big old book of ledger back home with me because I fell in love with it. And I paid less than $10 for it, and it was just stuffed. But now I'm getting sad because I've been sharing it, and it's getting low. But that's all right. That's why I bought it, was to put in my books. And actually, the book I'm working on is going to have some. And I'll bring that book on and show you what's going on and demonstrate how I've done the papers. I'll do that tomorrow. Because it is interesting. You find yourself finding a cover you really like, or a story, or something that you really like, and then you can't figure out, okay, you can't figure out how you're going to do the pages because the book's way bigger than any kind of paper, or way smaller, or just odd shaped. I know that sounds weird, but there are such things out there. So anyway, let's see. But I mean, it takes a whole 12 by 12 to basically do, it takes like double the paper and embellishments and stuff to do a book that size. But, okay, that kind of has a straight edge, but that's all right. I kind of like that, don't you? Yeah, we're going to do it like this. But we need something. I'm looking here to see what we need underneath that. I want to come down further on the page. So we're going to keep collaging down. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, I like this. That's interesting, huh? Let's use that. It's not something you see every day on a collage, huh? Looks like it's the contents of the book, or the, who knows? Who knows what it is? All right, so I'm thinking, do we do it on this side? I do like it on that side because I don't want to cover up any of the numbers. And I know that I want to use, let me grab it. It's right behind me. Where did you go? It took a day not that long ago and punched some different shapes. You know, I've showed you the circles, but I also have butterflies and hearts. And what else do I have in here? Butterflies and hearts and flowers. So let's do, let me see what these little hearts, or no, these butterflies is what I wanted to get out of there. So this is a good thing to do. Take paper that you have left over and cut out flowers. That's what would be perfect for this. As a matter of fact, I know I've got some that are cut out somewhere, but I'm not going to dig for them right now. But I'll try to remember to bring them out next time. But you can use Tim Holtz. You can use, you know, whatever you'd like. So these butterflies I actually drew around. I drew around, I think we need to put some more yellow on here. Maybe we'll put this Edith Holden over here. Maybe just the flower. This part of it. because we have yellow there on that one piece of paper, and it just kind of needs some more yellow. Yeah, I like that better. All right, now let me find a small enough butterfly to go on this page. I just did it out of music sheet and text, but I just did all sizes, and I just drew around some butterflies I had my hands on and made them, you know, all different directions, like shapes, different shapes and so forth. But like, I didn't even pay attention whether the paper was upward or sideways or backwards, or you get what I'm saying. See, you can tell this one is sideways. So I think what we'll do is, I'm thinking maybe we'll put some color behind it. And maybe, or maybe we want it up here. But I think it needs a little bit of something. Let me grab some color paper out of my trash bin here. It's not my trash bin. I say trash bin, but that's not what I mean. I'm talking about, oh, you know what would really look good would be some color, but not that. Let me grab my my stenciled colors. They're right here also. So I hang on when I do any kind of mixed media, or I do anything on text paper, you know, where I want it to be a different color. So I have green. Do we want green behind there? Because it is kind of a, but see, I have all these different colors. And it just depends on what you're doing. But I think because of the yellow, it would look better with the green. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors, if I can find them. They are buried somewhere on this table. Let me get a different pair. So I'm just going to take this stenciled paper and just give it the shape of the butterfly. Now, I'm not worrying about it being exact, but I'm trying to get it as close as possible. And give it kind of a color behind it to give it some dimension. Because otherwise, it's just going to be the same color as all the other papers on the collage. Listen, people are going crazy over collaging. I don't know if you're one of them, but if you've been doing it, let me know in your comments, because I want to pick up and do a bunch of it, and I want to learn how to do it myself. But I want to do it for you guys, but I don't want to bore you to death if that's all you've seen, because I know a lot of people have been doing it. And I don't know if you've been watching those people or not, but... Okay, so let me move some of this trash around so we can see what we're doing here. It's kind of hard when you got little crumbs of stuff all over the place. Okay. I'm really working hard so we can get more than one thing done. Okay, so here we go. So let's start. Let me go ahead and attach this little butterfly to this green. And I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. I'm not going to put him completely flat down, but I'm going to put it across the middle here, like what would be his body. Okay. And of course, you know, my glue is coming out pretty fast right now. You know how it does its own thing. And it just decided all at once to come out fast. So we have a little bit of seepage, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right. So I'm getting where it doesn't bug me as bad. Okay, so now I'm going to lift these two off and glue this one down. This is kind of heavy, so I didn't want to use the glue stick on it. And I am going to try to line these up where they're straight, you know, where the graph on here is straight, so that it looks a little better, you know. Oh my goodness, everything's attaching to the glue bottle. So I finally took my Christmas gift. Really, I have more than one I haven't taken out of the box, but I finally took my trimmer that my husband got me out of the box. And of course it's huge, and you have to find a place to put it and use it. And I was like, oh my word. But I'll tell you this. I cut my chipboard with it to make this book I'm working on. And it cut smooth. The edges were not ragged or anything. And you know how hard it is to cut out chipboard with your just regular trimmer. And even to try to cut it on your own, even with the box blade or something, it's not that easy. But I did find that it was much easier with this big trimmer. When I do my room tour, I'll show it to you. I don't know exactly what day that will be, but I guess it'll be the day that I do it and I don't have everything in a total mess. That'll be the day I do it. Okay. I've been trying to really keep it in order so I don't have to deal with, you know. But my books get all messy, and I've been trying to put everything in a box so that it can easily be, taken, picked up and dusted under without any problem. And that way, whoever dusts the shelves will, you know, be able to just lift them up and dust under and wipe the top of the box off. And then I label them so I can see exactly how I want them to be. You know, I know everything that's on the outside of the box is inside of the box. And it took some time to do that, and I'm not done by no means with it, but I feel like I'm a little bit closer. It's a time-consuming thing to get your room organized, but I will tell you it is so worth it once you do. Can you guys see that okay? My lights are really bright, so let me know if you think they're too bright. I moved one of my lights right above me because the one that always glares, and I did that because I was running out of room on my table, and that was one of the things that was taking up room. Okay, now I am going to trim off. Oh, it's so gluey. I think I'll wait. I am going to trim off the sides on this, so. Now, if you want this to stay popped up, you can put some pop dots behind it. So I'll grab my little pop dots, if I can get them out of this container right here. Yeah, I just kept some scrap ones here, leftovers. But you don't want to throw this stuff away because, you know, it still has sticky on it. So you just take off the sticky sides, and you make sure you got your butterfly where you want him. And then you can just lift his wing up and put it underneath. Now, where you put him makes a difference. You just have to kind of play with it and put him, you know, where you can't see it too awfully much. You can also just do it on one side. See how it's kind of leaning to one side? You can do it like that, or you can pop both sides up and put the middle down. I like the way that looks. Now, I'm going to get my doodle pen, and you know I can't resist it, and see what we can do with this butterfly. He's still not sticking down very good. But I'm just going to kind of draw his body a little bit here. He doesn't really have one, but we're going to make him one. And I'll just make a little circle right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and, because he's there now, right? I really am tempted to doodle around the outside because I feel like it needs it. But, so when you trim this off, don't cut off your butterfly wings. It'd be real easy to do. You always want to look if you've added anything at all. Now I have to clean my little scissors because they're going to be so sticky if I don't. All right. So I do think that I'm going to doodle, but I'm going to do a quick doodle. I'm going to start right here because it just seems easy. I'm not doing anything fancy, just some little straight stitch like lines. But sometimes you have black on your collage, it will make it look, it will stand out because there's not that much anywhere else. And so that's why I'm doing this. I feel like it needs it. Now, if I put a contrast color on here from the sewing machine, I wouldn't have to do that. But I don't want to sew every single one of them. I like to play with different designs. Go ahead and go around here. Yeah, see, I just like that better. What do you think? I feel like it's, it makes more sense. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I want to put up here. I don't want it to be lacy, so let's just get some muslin and pull through there. Or some sari silk, whichever comes out of my bag first. Oh, it looks like it's going to be sari silk. I take my sari silk and just kind of fold it, you know, or twist it or whatever, just to get it through the hole, and then I kind of play with it. Okay, come on. Now, you could staple this, which I think that's what I'm going to do because I like the way the sari silk looks when it's stapled. So I'm going to just leave it shaggy looking, and I'm going to staple it right there. And voila, got that one all done. I think this is a little long, but I don't try to make it look all lace and ribbon-like. I just don't want it quite so tall. Okay, there's that. And here is this. I think there's a big difference in how those two look. I don't care for this. But I do like, I like the butterfly, and I'm looking here to see if there's anything on these words that would go with a butterfly. Nah, I don't see anything. So we just won't put anything on there. So there you go. Let me see how much time we have. If we have more time, we'll do some of those. We have time to do at least one. Let's do some more of those. I like to do those things that Gail did in her, you know, where she tore it, where she tears the paper. Now this one will, well, crud. Didn't tear that very good, did I? This one will be, we will have to do this one on the sewing machine. But I'll have to stitch it at a different time because of the circumstances tonight. Now, in one of my, probably in tomorrow's video, I will do something with the little bunny book that she's got. It's not an Easter book. I'm through doing Easter books. I've had enough Easter books. But she wanted a special Easter book for herself. And so that's what I'm doing. Come on, my fingers just aren't working fast enough. So I'm going to put some muslin on here to give it more texture. Or some sari silk, whichever comes first. Come out of there. Come out, wherever you are. Okay, here's some. Here is some muslin. I love it when you get this part as your trim to play with. Because it just, I love the way it looks with all that end being shabby. You know, needing a trim. I think I'm going to put it underneath this. I'm still going with kind of the brown tones. Put this on the top. Now, I haven't inked it or anything. So, now I think we need to bring in some color. So, let me see what I've got here in my little stenciled paper. I don't remember if I did yellow. Yeah, I did. We're going to get some yellow. I just don't have any small pieces, I don't think. So I don't have to cut it off of the big one. But I think I do have to. Oh, no, here's one. Well, that's not very big. I just hate to waste, you know. If I've got little pieces, I don't throw them away when I stencil because it's just, it is so time consuming, guys. I know you guys know that because you've done it. But when you're doing it with paint, it makes a big difference. Okay, so let's just kind of tear this too. And that's easier said than done when you have bulky fingers. Or old fingers, I guess I should say. Okay. Now, you know what? We had some, you know the little circles we had? I'm going to get some of those out. Let's do one of these brown and one of these like that. Let me ink it first. I like these. I like doing these collages with circles. I just like the way it looks. One circle, two circles, a dozen circles, however you want to do it. I like the way it looks. I think I'm going to get some cheesecloth out and put in between this one and this one. The ledger and the stencil. The thing I like about, you can make these any shape you want. Like you can see here that one end is much bigger than the other end, and that's okay. I think that's what gives it character. So we're going to put the muslin here where it's kind of hanging out. Let's do it like that. Maybe we'll, no, I like it the other way. And it's funny to me because I've watched some videos where I'll look at what they're doing or they're collaging, and they'll be looking at it with one eye and I'll be looking at it with another eye thinking, I think I would do this instead of that. I think that's normal to feel that way. I think you'll watch a lot of videos where you won't particularly love what they're doing or agree with what they're doing. And I just love that that sort of thing brings out your creativity. So we're going to do yellow here, and maybe, no, I think I want it in the middle, but then it covers up my yellow. So let me get some more yellow out. Or maybe, ooh, I think I know what we'll do instead. Let's do some red. That'll brighten things up, won't it? When you stencil on old paper, it does weaken the paper, just so you know. Like, see, this is just coming apart lots easier. So you just want to be careful what you use it for. You don't want it to be to secure anything, because it won't. I made a little book out of this stuff, and I love the way it turned out. But it was a little weaker than I would have liked. Okay, so we're going to put Sari Silk right there because we need some more height. And what is a project without Sari Silk, right? I may do a second video on the collaging before I clean all this up. So that may show before the bunny stuff, just so you guys know. I want to do a collage paper. I want to do some papers so that I can just make copies and have the collage paper ready. I saw Rachel do that today, and I really liked the way it looked. And so that's another thing for you to think about. Okay, so we want the Sari Silk. Let me get my little scissors. I don't know where my big ones are buried somewhere. And I don't want to do it so big that you can't see the text underneath. But I want to put the yellow here. And maybe we'll put the red underneath here. The funny thing about this too, I've noticed, is that you lose things as you collage. Like, you might have something under here like this ledger I really like, but now I've got it covered up with the Sari Silk, and I don't know how it's going to end up looking. Are we going to be able to see it, or are we not going to be able to see it? We'll find out. And the answer is no. So this really needs color now, see? So I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, what do we do to give it some color? I'm thinking. Let me see. Let's look at the buttons. You want to look at the buttons? So we need something that goes with, look at this little yellow flower, but it's too bulky. I love those little flowers, but they're just too thick for your books. And I don't have my main button container out here, so I doubt I'll find anything red. So we might have to just go with a third color. Well, here's a red, but it's too big. It covers up the whole thing. Maybe we should go with a third color. What do you think about that? Here we have green. Not green. No, thank you. No green. about blue? I like the blue the best so far. Still not crazy about that. I have a yellow. I like the yellow. The yellow's the winner, but we got to find a small red. Let me see if I can find one in the bottom of this that's red. I don't have a ton of red buttons. I wish I did. It's like I can't find them. You can find fuchsia and you can find some of the others, but the red is hard to find. I don't know if you guys have had the same problem or not. Yeah, this down here in this cup, see? Look at all these buttons. They came in a bag. I won them at a crop. And this is fuchsia, not red. And they just had certain colors in this. So let me grab some red. I've got red right here next to me. I just was being lazy, trying not to have to pull it out. And that was how hard it was. Did y'all ever get lazy and think, I just cleaned this up, I don't want to pull anything else out? Okay, now here is a little red. So I'm thinking if we do those two, it will bring out the color. Now, I do put string in mine because I feel like it's not finished if we don't. Now, both of those buttons have 4 holes, but they're only going to get 2 covered. I usually don't do the whole 4 unless I just have time. It just, I don't know, it just is irritating to spend a whole lot of time trying to string the string through. And I just use twine, not twine, but I use, I guess it is twine. It's just crochet thread, but it's more like a string than it is crochet. I guess I don't crochet, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Okay, there's that one. And now we'll do the little red one. I got glue sticking out all over my fingers, you guys. Not a lot of news around here. I got one more therapy session and I'm still having trouble with my hips, but I don't want to do any more therapy because I feel like the therapy that I'm doing at their place is stuff I can do at home, and it is so inconvenient for me just to break and go over there. So I'm not going to anymore. After next week, they're not going to see me anymore. They'll probably recommend more because I'm still having pain and it's still dislocating. So what can I say? Oh well. It won't be the first thing that didn't survive therapy. Okay, there's that one. See, it just gives it more of a finished look. Now, we got to glue all this together. Hopefully we can remember where it goes. Okay, come off of there. I don't think Gail probably used as many layers as I'm using. That might be the difference. She probably stopped whenever she knew that it was going to be not seen. Okay, now what's next? It's this little ledger. It's so quiet and peaceful right now. You could hear a pin drop in my room. Do you ever just love it when you have those opportunities just to play with your favorite things and not be interrupted? And see, I could sit here all day and craft with you guys. But unfortunately, most people don't like to watch long videos. And I think it does affect how many subscribers you have and how many comments you get. People just, you know, they would rather see you zip through it and edit it and all that. But I just do not have one more minute to do that. I just want to be able to scrapbook my grandbabies again. One day I might have to show you my scrapbook pages. Just for fun. Listen, I could never show them all to you because I have way too many. My grandkids are like, well, my son and my daughter are like, Mom, I know you're making the scrapbooks and everything, but where are we supposed to put those whenever you pass them on? And I said, I don't know. That's for you to figure out, but you better not do anything to destroy them. I will come back to haunt you. No, I didn't say that. But he goes, those things are huge. And I said, yeah, they are. And they're packed full. But it's my loving grandchildren from the time they were born to the time they graduate. It's my goal. That's what I'm thinking. I probably won't do college. Okay, so I'm going to glue these buttons down. And I'm just kind of plopping them on there. Where they land is where they live. Okay. Now this one won't get sewn on because it's got buttons on it. I would have, if I were going to sew on it, I would sew on it prior to putting the buttons on. All right, so what do we have that we might want to put that on? I'm going to give you some examples. Now, you can make these however you want, but you could put them on a bag. You could put them on a tag. Is this got a theme? Do you guys hear the theme? You can put them on a bag or you can put them on a tag. Okay. Now, see, that's not bad because I like the way that's hanging off on the side there. But maybe we can put it on one of these that came from Denise's shop, a Tattered Dream. Let's see here. Might be a little big for that. But anyway, that's just giving you some ideas of different things that you could put them on. And now I'm going to add a little bit more glue since I'm not stitching this. So it stays down, stays together. But normally, I recommend you stitch these on. I think they look better. And if you're like Gail, she put a bunch together and then she ran them through the sewing machine like they were one piece. And then all she had to do is clip them apart, which, you know, I've done that with different things before, but not collages. So that was a great idea. Okay, so I want to put something through there. Or I want to reinforce it because I don't really like that color with the collage. So I do have some already cut out in here. Here's some blue ones. But I don't really have a color that goes with that. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. I have some of these pre-made ones, but I don't have the right color. I have a gold. Let's see what that looks like. I need to sit down one day and just make a bunch of these reinforcers. These are some I bought a long time ago that were Heidi Swap. And this don't really take care of the problem, but it does distract from it a little bit. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's nothing special. I'm trying to get my mojo back. I am working on a book, but it was so involved that I didn't want to bring you into it until I got it to a point that it would be easy to explain. It's a 1945 copyright, so it's very old, and it's not in perfect condition, but I'm going to see what I can do to operate on it, and see how it turns out. Okay, so now do we want to do... See, it kind of looks cool with the red, and this gold is better than any other color. So we're going to put this on like this, and so you'll want to put it in a pocket or something, because this will get all crunched up if you don't. And I think it'll look better. But I want to do a tie on the top. Let's see what I've got here. I don't have my ribbon out. Let's see what we got in this little lace and ribbon scraps. Well, there's gold, but we don't want to do gold, even though there is a little bit of gold there, but I just don't think I'd like it on there. The red that I have in here is not, I don't think it's long enough, but let's just see. I really think it'd look better with some neutral color. Oh, here's one. Oh, it's not big enough. This is the little scraps. These are the small ones. They're not the... I have bigger ones. Oh, wait a minute. Here is some yellow gold. Let's do that. Let's do that one. Now, this is just a little crochet trim. And I'm just going to fold it over, get the tip where I can get it through. And then we'll be ready to glue this down, and the video will be through. So if you haven't subscribed to my video, I'd love for you to join us. I don't always, I usually have all kinds of things to say and do, but I'm like a lot of people since Christmas. It just feels like, you know, I think it's because we are so busy getting Christmas journals done and doing December daily that whenever we did finally get done with all that, it was like we just came down to slow-mo. You know, it was like, oh, put the brakes on. But I feel like is really what happens with a lot of people, is we just slow down, and at that point we're like, what do I do? And so let's glue this on here, and then I'll let you guys go. But if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. It's so simple to do. I tell you what I do. If I know the person, I give them the thumbs up before as the commercials are running or whatever. And because I know there are people that never disappoint me. Crafters, you know. And so I want them to get credit, and I want YouTube to know what they're doing. And I just put glue on the back of this edge, not thinking, guys. So I will come up with something to fix that, because I don't want it to be sticky. I may have to stick some paper on it or something. But anyway, there we go. I think it needs to come up higher. It's not my favorite one I've made, but what can I say? It's a tag, and it's a junk journal that we're going to be making. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye now.